Hey everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and today what I'm going to do is I am working on getting my Filofax personal rings. It is a Finsbury in raspberry, and I got this off of eBay, and this is what I'm going to be using for One Book July. And I have a portion of a kit, or of a set of pages that I got at my little shop, and it is the Sin Wonder. It's out of Germany. I found it for 99 cents, and actually it was half of that. So I got this set for 50 cents, and I could not believe it. But so what I've done is I've taken out the months that I'm not going to use, but I put everything in from July on. So that's what's in there right now. And the front pages. So like there's the year at a glance, 2018, 2019. I've got May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, just so I have it. And then I picked up these little things at at Joann's actually. For half price. They were $3.99, and I can't remember the name of the planner or something. It's their new brand that they use. And so I just put some of those in there. But that's what I have right now. I've actually got two sets of inserts that are coming from Yellow Paper House for this particular size. And it is a food tracker that I normally use, and my daily tracker that has the circle in it. In my pocket notebook. And so I've got one set of those. It's 32 pages front and back, and so it's good for actually 2 months. But I got those on sale when all of their rings were on sale last Tuesday, and they were 15% off, I think. And so I ordered those, so they're coming in, and they're the same color that I normally use in my pocket. So it's just kind of the same thing. It'll only be a little bit bigger. But I wanted to add some other things, and originally I was going to go ahead and order more things from Yellow Paper House, but then I realized, I have all these like one-off notebooks that I got in like different packs of things, and like different grab bags and that kind of thing, and I thought, why don't I get this, which is from Rapisco. It's a pocket punch, and so I got this for 12 bucks off of Amazon. And I was like, I have all of these old notebooks and old planners and all of this, and so I'm wondering if I can use that. Well, I pulled out some of my old planners that were about to expire, or at least were half a year expired, and voila, I realized that I could use portions of it and have like little Dutch doors on these, and use some of my stickers that I have and make it where it actually works for my rings, because I don't want to put a lot of money in this. I mean, I already put 30 bucks into the cover, but I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to like to do this, but it's actually kind of fun and crafty to figure out what I can do. So I pulled that out. This is the planner that it was a 2017-2018 Belvedere planner, ring bound, or whatever, spiral bound. And I mean, it's an academic one, and so it started back in July or August. And so I'm like, I could even pull out some of this, but I don't need any of that. And I certainly don't need the semesters or subjects or grades or whatever. But these are the pages that I pulled out to do the fold in. And so I cut it at the top, I cut it at the bottom, and then I folded that over. And then you have these pages, which, just because I don't know if I want to use it or not. And so I'm like, well, why not have some fun with it? I also pulled out, I've got these packs of multicolored cardstock, and that's what I'm going to use for some of my dividers. I mean, I'll have to cut it down a little bit, but I can leave enough to make a tab. I can cut in the tab, or I can just cut off that piece and make that. So that's the easy part. I also have this Rhodia dot pad that I've used for various things. And so what I thought about doing is pulling the paper out and then use this and then fold this over and make another little Dutch door. And I just punch this like so. Dun dun dun. And whew, there you go. I may want to move it in just so it's against that. But then I have full sheets that I can use for notes if I wanted to dot grid. So there's that. And okay, y'all are gonna laugh at me, but these are gift checks that I got. I got packed, like packs, like seriously, the pack is like that thick. There's like, I think 20 of these pads in each package, and I got it for $1. And so what I did is I cut the top off of that where it says table number of guests and server name, because I mean, it's just perfect for like shopping lists. And so you can just stick that in there. There you go. And I just cut, I mean, it's the perfect width. All I have to do is just cut that top off. And so that works. And get these all stuck back in here so I don't lose them and put them out of order. And then also, these are just the sticker books that I'm using different stickers and stuff out of. And then the other things that I had that I was trying to sell were these things out of the Franklin Planner. Oh my gosh, these are actually tabs. Holy crap. Okay. So I've had these and I got them. While I was looking at the notebooks, I saw them and I'm like, oh, I wonder if those will fit. Well, bada boom, bada bing, Bob's your uncle. Let me see if these do. I mean, they're very girly, but if they fit, then I won't even have to use my cardstock. I will just, yay! So I can use those. I mean, they're a little bit big. I mean, the pen loop may, yeah, they might be a little big. I could actually trim it down, trim this down, and then just repunch it and then use them, which, I mean, it pretty much goes. I mean, you've got, I mean, they're not dated or anything. And so instead of having to, you know, wasting paper or whatever, I can just use these for whatever I wanted to do. And I am loving this plan. And it comes with these date stickers and all of these to-do stickers. So, I mean, I could, if I needed more, I could use the cardstock, but that's what you use there. Oh, that's awesome. I had forgotten completely that I had these. And then it's got a matching set of paper or fold over clips, magnet clips. And then I have Planner Love, Blush Florals. And these are just tall pockets, which I can tell you right now, if I can use the tall pockets, then I would rather use those. And those are not, so those seem to work. Like I said, they might be, the tabs stick out, and I don't know that I like that, but especially with the pen loop there. But again, I can always just cut down, and especially these, and then do that. So we'll see how that works. The one thing I did try, which was out of another notebook, which I didn't actually oh wait, no, I did. It's actually a Topps Gen Action Planner, and it's ring bound, and it's just blank pages. And so you can have your name, your date, page number, all that. And it goes from 24 to 48 over there, if you can see it. But because these are on opposite sides, it was just kind of weird. And the paper, I mean, the paper feels nice, but it's thin. And so I cut it down, but I didn't really like how it turned out. So I'm like, I'm not so good on that one. So, but these for like to-do lists and stuff, and then the Rhodia dot grid, and then that I can use. But the other thing that what put me on this whole path is, let me pull that out. I got these two books, and I paid less than a quarter for either one. And they're beat up, but the pages inside are good. And so, and they have like this cool little pocket. They've got this great grid pattern on the back. And so I'm like, I can pull out those pages. I mean, that's a lot of paper. And like, you can see like there's a little bit of damage there, but also pulling that out. And I pulled some of it already out here, and it comes out. I mean, it's just glued in. So I can just pull it. You can kind of see the rough edges there. So I'm just kind of deconstructing this book to see what it's going to do. I think, yeah, this, no, that's not the one I did it. It's out of the back of this one. And see, like the front of this one got dirt on it or whatever. And, you know, okay, yeah. So I'm like just literally pulling the pages out of that. And you can see it's got a big margin here. And so I could cut that down. And let's see, where's an actual page? This is one of the actual pages of the inserts, the German insert that I got. And so I could just cut that down and cut all that off. Or I could just cut that off and then fold that over. Because I'm all about the whole Dutch door thing. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Now you can see too that this is perforated. And so you could take that off, and then it would just be, put it over here. And so it'd be less that you'd have to fold over. So there's that. And so you would just fold it over, and it would fold right nice on a line there. And you have the top there, so all you're going to really lose is a little bit of stuff there, which is fine. I mean, it's paper that I wouldn't have used otherwise. So, although I'm really, really, really wanting this pocket out. Ha! Now, let's see if this, let's see, I could trim that down and make another insert pocket. And then just punch the rings there and use that. And then that gets rid of all of that Schmitz stuff there, and then even the name, and it's a perfectly fine pocket. So for less than, you know, a couple of bucks, I will have paper and inserts to use for the pocket. So let's see. So this is my handy dandy little cutter. And so this goes up to 4 1/4. So I want the finished edge that I want to keep to be at 4 1/4 up there. Hopefully, let's see if you guys can see that. So we'll put that at 4 1/4 there. Lay this over. And so that's all I took off of that. And while that is a little bit loose there, but yeah, I think that'll work just fine. And we will come back in here and measure this. The one thing I love about this Fiskars deal is that it has that little wire, the little piano wire, that I can see where I'm actually going to be cutting. love that. Oh. So, there you go. So there's that. Pull that up. Put this into the hole punch. And bada boom. Put this in there. Sweet. So that would even work better than these. So, and you can see how much I would need to take off of these, which I can do in just a minute. So there's that. Ha! Okay, so we're cutting that down. So these are just, they're finished on this edge, but I really like that edge. So what we're going to do is do the same thing. I don't need to cut any off the top. I just need to cut a little bit off the edge. So we're going to put that right in here. Just so that doesn't scoot on that a little bit. We're going to let it come out just a little bit. Make sure all the bottom is done. And okay, so that cut through the top, but it did not cut through that back. So we'll put that back in there, and then I'm lining up, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but just lining that wire up with that. And but it seems to have done that well. Hole punch that. There you go. Perfect. Woohoo! Let me do that with these. I mean, I've already had these, so, and I tried to sell them once before and it didn't work. So, okay. I think that'll be close enough. So we're gonna line this up. If you guys can see that, with 3 1/4 or 4 1/2, just over the 4 1/2. So there's that. And basically all we did was take off the punches, because evidently Franklin Covey are a little bit wider than the Filofax. So I punch that, and there you go. So I might end up cutting that one more time, but maybe not, because we'll have that just kind of sit out there, but I think that'll be fine. So there you go. All of these are I already have them, so that's crazy. I already have my little Coffee Monsters co-samplers. Guys, if you didn't see my Instagram, I turned into my bean cards, and so these are 2 of the samplers that she's got. The kitty cat onesie I love, and my coffee plan or planning coffee. Love it. They are so adorable. So those are just going to get stuck right in there. So this is the page we're going to cut down. There's that. So basically I'm just cutting that much off of the page. So there's that. And then if we do that, let's see. Trying to determine where I'm doing the fold. I'm doing that right. And then got my bone folder, or my bone, whatever this thing is called. And so I run that along there. And I can just tell you right now, best little thing I have purchased so far. Holy cow. I mean, I've just been using it in this video and it's a miracle. I love it. and it has made this so much easier. So there's that. So I could probably go out one more, but another little Dutch door. Could do that. So that way you have a bigger piece of paper, and whereas I'm using this for One Book July, I need all the paper I can get, I think. So we will be doing that. So let me go ahead and show you how I did this with this planner. So just because I'm doing this on camera, I don't want to mess anything up. So I tested April already, so we're going to go back in and pull out. All right, here's March. So I'm going to tear that page out for March, the other half of March, and the other half of the sports and exercise, house cleaning, important bills, appointments, my goals for the month, and the expenses, brilliant ideas, people to call, and don't forget. So those 3 pages are all I'm going to use out of that month, because you'd have a lot of stickers to use these, and in this already you have in those pages that I got, I already have notes and spaces there, and I already have the other yellow paper house thing coming that has the daily, so I won't need that. This I'm actually probably going to use more like my weeks, and so put the stuff that I put in my weeks here in these pages. So then this will be more of a monthly overview and notes. And then, because you can, as you can see, this has got like, this was the 2nd Saturday and the 3rd Sunday. And so all it has is just those lines. And then underneath here were dates as well. So I still left the to-do list and just put stickers on. And then you have the whole month. And you can flip this one way or the other. You can write I left the birthdays there. And then you've got the goals for the month, all of that here. And then I just used some of the chore list stickers and all of that there. And then again, when you use the chore list stickers, it takes the dates off of that page and it just leaves it blank. So this will be my monthly overview. Because in this insert pack, it has like a 1-line. So this will actually be more like my listing or my monthly log in my bullet journal. So I'll have that in there too. And so I'm going to be cramming a lot into one freaking book. It's going to freak me out. And then it's going to be a pain in my ass to have to go back and put all this stuff into my other planners, or I may do it every week, just update my other planners. But on a day-to-day basis for One Book July, this is it. And so I'm trying to maximize what I'm putting in here. So to get those pages, first off, what I'm doing is I'm cutting this off. So I just cut that, get rid of that. And so then you go in, and since I've already done a couple of these, I just cut right above those boxes there. So I just kind of eyeball it and make sure that it's even. So that does cut off the months, but you know, that's all right. And then on the bottom here, you go and you just go just below that line. Voila. This is, find it in here with all my little hodgepodge stuff. So that's the brilliant ideas. So that's this. And so I will fold that over to at that line. As you can see how that goes right there. And so it just kind of does that. So we'll do that in a minute. So I have my monthly overview very cheaply done. in a planner or in stuff that I was just going to throw away or recycle. So one last thing. And the only reason I'm not doing my July right now is because I did not want to mess it up. And because I'm on camera and not able to put my full focus, I was like, let's just do a month that doesn't really matter. So if it was undated, it would be even better, because then it wouldn't even matter. I could just write down the dates. So, and that would have worked for February and March, or March and April. But so I'm going to take this out of the way. So as you can see, this is wider than this sheet, but that's the part that I fold over. So this is the first part of the month, and so you just want to kind of eyeball it. You just go in, and you can do this one or two ways. You can either fold it back on itself, which I think is the easiest, at least to kind of get a crease going so you know. So then you just line up the bottom, and there it is. So there's that, and it's actually going to fold this way. Now, as you can tell, as I said before, you've got these. So there's one half of the month, and then here's the other half of the month. And so with this one, I just took it on that line for the birthdays and folded it over. Here's my bone folder. And see, like having that little extra crease there, that probably would have driven me crazy. But it's not in a month that I'm using. So you have the whole month here, and what you're going to do, I cut that wrong. So I just go back in, realize that I cut that wrong. I used the wrong line as the guideline. Thankfully it was too long and not too short. There's that. Go. And so you have the 2 months. So there's the 2 folds. And so you need to make sure that you put them facing each other, because they're going to be like that in your book. Take that. Take your little hole punch. There you go. And like I said, this one was $12 on Amazon Prime, and I got it shipping for 2 days. It was free shipping with Prime. The white one was $12. Like the pink one was $16, and then the other, some of the other ones, some of the different colors were different prices. But I'm like, I don't care what color it is, as long as it works. And I'm like, I'm going to take the cheapest one. So there's that. So we are going to take these. Well, actually, I'm just going to leave them in there so you guys can see. But so yeah, this is what I'm doing here. So I didn't do anything to these sides, but over here is where I put stickers on this to cover those 2 up, and then stickers to cover those 2 up. So you can see that. And these are just round stickers, and these are, like I said, are just from the Mambi sticker books. And so I just went through and figured out different ones that I wanted to get rid of or to use, because I'm like, there's so many. And like, this is out of the productivity book, and so it was just those little round stickers and the important today, you know. I mean, there's tons of blocks of half boxes and all that. And if you have kits or half-used kits that have half boxes or checklists or whatever, just use that. And this is June, so I'm, comfortable using stickers for that. Since I'm not going to use this one, I don't really want to waste stickers to put on there. So, but you can see what I'm doing. And so then that leaves the one last page, because then you have this side of it, which is that with the birthdays. And so I take this one and I go ahead and I punch, I punch this. And just so you know, on this, it actually has, it's got the, so you can see it's got, maybe hopefully you can see that. It's got the personal size there, and there's like a little rings there, and then you can pull it out, and that's like another brand, Timer 21, and then this is your A5. Now with the A5, you actually put it down here, and then you punch the one set, and then you flip it over, and then you punch the other set. So I think that was brilliant of them to do it that way, because that way because this will punch personal, and then if you can see it in there, you can move the rings. This little thing right here moves to where it's now set for a pocket, which is awesome because I do have pocket rings, but I can set it for pocket, or now I move it back, and now it's set for the personal. So you just push these all the way to the end. And then it does have a little catcher for all the little ring poops. So back to this. You see how it's cut off the top of this? But again, you're going to put stickers over that, so it doesn't really matter. And so you can just kind of, again, gauge it, figure out where you're going to fold that again, and then just put your little guide there. Then you just line up the top and the bottom. Mark it, and then you just take your bone folder, and there you have it. Then you put your stickers there. And this is expenses of the month. And then this has the little chore list. Now these little chore lists came in one of the boxes that had like 5 or 6. This was in the schedules box from Michael's. And I got those on half price too. None of my stuff, I do not pay full price for anything. I don't like it. I don't like to do that. And although, okay, I will say I do pay full price for my Chic Sparrows most of the time, but even that, over half of them I've gotten on sale with the 25% discount. Most of them have been the 25% discount. Although I did get a pocket wide classic this last sale on Monday, and I got in the mystery sale, and or second chance sale, and so I paid half price for that, so it was 50% off. So I only paid $20 for a pocket wide. Don't know what's gonna happen. I know it's shipped today, so it'll probably be my Thursday video. So we'll see what happens. Let us hope. Let us hope. Let's pray to those that are watching over whoever the patron saint of Traveler's Notebooks is. Please do not give me another pink. I do not want another pink. No pink. I'll take any other color. No pink. So, anyway, tangent. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing to make all of these little lovely things. So that's what I'm doing. I've got the pockets, if I wanted to make it a little bit more colorful, for the note paper, for the dot grid. I really do like dot grid, and it's a Rhodia pad, and so I'm just going to do it that way. And it's big enough that it fits in this way, and so if I had done it this way, I would have wasted a lot more paper, because although, now that I'm looking at it, I would have had to cut it twice. And this way I don't have to cut it at all. I just fold it over and it works. So there you go. And then I have the pages from the notebook that I'm just cutting down. The old Franklin Covey. They're actually new. It was this year's release for the Blush Love. And then that pocket that's in the back of that notebook And then these are old planner pages that I've cut down and out of a spiral. And I'm going to use. These were the waitress pads, which make great shopping lists. So I can just keep those in there for my meal planning and or notes, whatever. And then this was the insert pack from Germany. And then these little, although now that I have those tall ones, I may not keep all of these in there. So yeah. So there you have it. That's what and that's the brand of that insert pack. So if any of you are curious, I went to their website to see. This pack is $19 on their website, or 19 Deutschmarks, and then I would have had to pay for international shipping as well. And needless to say, I would have never gotten it for 50 cents. And so there you go. This is the only one they had, and I just took a chance that these would match. But now that I have this magical little thing, I'm going to be using it for everything. If I think that it'll go in here, woohoo, I'm going to cut it down and use it. So there you have it. So that's how I'm going to be setting it up. And so through this month, I'll be doing a lot of different trial and errors. And so then at the end of this month, I will show you everything that I've done, how I've set it up. And that will be my One Book July. It'll be so weird just carrying this, because I can just carry this in my purse or my handbag and not have to carry my planner bag with me. Because, and I know, everybody's like, well, you can still use it. And I'm like, I understand that, but if I carry it with me, I will not use this. So my plan is to leave everything at home. And then on Sundays, which is my normal planner day, I still wake up at 4:45 in the morning, have my coffee, and I just have 5 or 6 hours, in the morning when I'm just relaxing and just getting to update all of my books and all that kind of stuff. And it still lets me have my day, and it's my time that I do all of this stuff. So I think it's going to work out really well, and I'm very excited to try this. And like I said, I've got 2 inserts coming from Yellow Paper House, but that's all. And I'm glad that I actually didn't go crazy, and because I was going to do that, and then it just kind of occurred to me, I'm like, why not try to do some of this? Because I was cleaning and I found some of these old books, and I'm like, I wonder if I can use this. And so I've just been kind of putting stuff aside, going, maybe that'll work. And some of the things that I had didn't. And so we'll do that. And so there you have it, my DIY inserts, and half price or quarter price, or not even quarter price, stuff that I'm going to use for this. And I think it's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully you guys out there are going to be doing One Book July too. And if you are, let me know down below in the notes what you're going to do for One Book July, what you're going to try, if anything. And if you've done it before, let me know that, because I'm like, this kind of match. I like that. I'm very curious. This is my first time doing this. And as Romany's Realm has said, there are no rules. It's just a month to take a step back and simplify and try something new out of your comfort zone. And so I'm going to link her video up above, and that will explain how this all started. And I know that Carrie Harling and Miss Vicky B, I think, are going to be doing it. I know that they've put out some information on it, but I don't know what the theme is, but whatever it is, I'll be using it in here and doing my own DIY, mostly DIY, inserts from old books. So if you've done this, if you've cannibalized old books to do in your rings, or to make inserts of some sort, let me know, because I am very curious how you do that, because it makes me feel good that I'm using stuff that I already have, and I'm not putting a lot of money into this. And literally so far, $30 for the book itself, or for the Filofax itself, and less than $10 for, well, I take that back, because the Yellow Paper House, I think I paid $14 total. So there's that, but less than $10 in everything else. So yeah. And, you know, I may like it and may want to continue with it or use it for something else, but I'm very excited to try the rings. Even though most people treat them like the plague. And well, this is what I'm trying to find out. Do I like them? Do I not? So we'll go from there. I hope you guys have a great day. Subscribe if you haven't, and always spend your life celebrating. And I will talk to you later.